Emily, a dedicated nurse who had just finished a grueling late-night shift at the hospital. All she craved was the warmth of her bed, but fate had a different plan. The rain was relentless, a curtain of water that made the road ahead nearly invisible. And then, in the distance, a glimmer of hope, or so it seemed. A car, stranded on the side of the road with its hazard lights blinking desperately. Emily's compassionate heart urged her to pull over and offer assistance. As she drew closer, she noticed a man sitting in the driver's seat, his face concealed by shadows. She called out, but there was no response. Anxiety crept in. She knocked on the window, but the man remained motionless. A sense of dread washed over Emily. Something was deeply amiss. In a desperate bid to uncover the truth, she reached inside the car and grabbed a trembling note that read, "Help me. He's coming back." Fear gripped her heart as she realized the gravity of the situation. Her eyes darted up to see a menacing figure approaching, sinister intentions in his stride. Emily's instincts kicked in. She leapt back into her car and slammed the door shut, locking it just in time. As she sped away, her pulse raced, and she saw the man chasing her in his car, his face contorted into a grotesque snarl. The pursuit was relentless, but Emily's determination to survive was stronger. She drove faster and faster until the darkness swallowed her pursuer, and she was finally safe. Once home, she dialed the police and recounted the terrifying encounter. They searched tirelessly, but the man and his car vanished into thin air, leaving Emily haunted by the question of what might have befallen her if she'd stopped that stormy night. From that night forward, Emily's world transformed. She became vigilant, aware of the dangers lurking in the shadows. Her story is a chilling reminder that sometimes the most terrifying experiences are the ones we narrowly escape. Picture this. It's the 1980s, and we're driving from the charming town of Morelia to the enchanting Ciudad Hidalgo. Two routes lay before us, the modern National Road and the legendary old National Road known as Mil Cumbres, or the Thousand Curves. As the name suggests, Mil Cumbres was a winding wonder, with literally 1,000 curves that could leave even the most seasoned travelers feeling queasy. But for our protagonist, this road held a special place in their heart. Riding shotgun was their beloved grandfather, a man who relished the scenic views and the thrill of navigating the serpentine Mil Cumbres. However, with the advent of the new National Road, Mil Cumbres had become a lonely, desolate path, rarely traveled. It was dusk, and as the sun dipped below the horizon, the road plunged into darkness. In this remote, mountainous region, the family found themselves alone on a pitch-black highway, with only a few sporadic headlights piercing the night. Suddenly, their grandfather slowed down, and our storyteller, sitting in the back seat, leaned forward to see why. And there it was, an enormous tree log, blocking the road entirely. Panic set in as their grandfather swiftly shifted into reverse, his instincts kicking into overdrive. With a sense of urgency, the car spun around, tires screeching, and our storyteller was thrown back into their seat. Looking back, they witnessed a chilling sight. In the fading glow of the taillights, shadowy figures emerged from the surrounding forest, wielding flashlights and firearms. It was a sinister ambush, a moment of impending danger. But thanks to their quick-thinking grandfather, disaster was averted, and they sped away to safety, hearts racing. And that, my friends, was the last time they ever set foot on the treacherous Mil Cumbres Road. So, if you ever find yourself on a remote, winding road at dusk, remember this harrowing tale of survival and the importance of quick thinking in the face of danger. Picture this. We were on an epic road trip from Diu to Gir Forest in Gujarat. Our squad consisted of 7 daring souls, my parents, their thrill-seeking friends, and their 2 young sons, aged between 3 and 6. We were on the hunt for some real wildlife action, and little did we know, things were about to get wilder than a pack of party animals on a Saturday night. As the clock struck 10, we found ourselves cruising on the outskirts of Gir Forest, shrouded in darkness. But instead of heading to our cozy lodgings, a crazy idea struck us like lightning. Let's venture deep into the heart of the forest in search of lions. My dad, being the adventurous ringleader, had a local guide up his sleeve who was ready to join our merry band of explorers. As we plunged deeper into the forest, the trees started closing in around us, swallowing the road like it was a snack. We were now navigating through the wilderness, following the faint trail left behind by safari jeeps. Every now and then, we'd come to a thrilling standstill, hanging in suspense, straining our ears for the elusive lion's roar. It was like we were the main characters in our very own blockbuster movie. And boy, were we ready for the action. But alas, the lions were playing hard to get, and we were itching for more adventure. Our trusty local guide, however, had one more trick up his sleeve. He led us to an ancient ashram deep within the forest, inhabited by a mysterious sadhu. And why, you ask? Well, legend had it that lions paid nightly visits to this place, thanks to a nearby water source. What could possibly go wrong, right? We reached a dead end, parked the car, and killed the headlights. Darkness enveloped us, but then something truly magical happened. The trees around us were suddenly lit up by hundreds of fireflies, like Mother Nature herself had decided to decorate the place with her own twinkling fairy lights. It was enchanting, to say the least. With torches in hand, we followed our guide to the Baba's ashram, where the solitary sage resided. Let me tell you, this guy looked like he just stepped out of a horror flick. Long, gnarled beard, the whole deal. Our young minds were convinced he was a wizard or something. Turns out, he wasn't quite the saintly figure we'd imagined. Our guide offered him a pack of cigarettes as an offering, and it was clear this dude had a bit of an edge. Nevertheless, he shared with us the secret of the lion's nightly visits. We sat in his eerie, half-built cottage, hearts pounding with excitement and a dash of fear. Suddenly, we heard a faint roar. The lion was near, and adrenaline coursed through our veins. Then, out of nowhere, an earth-shattering roar pierced the silence, making our hearts leap into our throats. It felt like the lion was breathing down our necks. Panic mode activated. We frantically waved our torches, but the lion remained a ghostly presence, unseen but undeniably close. Our Baba, unfazed by the chaos, began chanting back at the lion, saying something like, "Oh, lion, you belong to the goddess." The lion responded with even louder roars. At this point, we were freaking out. Here we were, in the pitch-black darkness, in a strange old man's forest shack, engaging in some wild lion telepathy session. Now, let me be clear, no one on this adventure had any religious or supernatural beliefs, but this bizarre encounter had us questioning everything. Eventually, the lion's roars faded into the night, and we never did spot it. But let me tell you, the sheer terror of knowing that a massive, unseen predator was lurking nearby was enough to send shivers down our spines. And that creepy-looking Baba, well, He just added a whole new layer of eerie to the experience. In the end, it was a heart-pounding, spine-tingling adventure that left us with one lasting thought. We really hoped that Lion wouldn't decide to pop up right next to us. So, if you ever find yourself in Gare Forest on a moonless night, beware of mystical encounters with lions and mysterious forest sages. That's a wrap for today, my fellow thrill seekers. If you have a gripping story of your own, don't forget to share it with us via the email in the description. Until next time, stay curious and keep those torches handy. And hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more electrifying tales.